Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book talk on Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. So Queen of Shadows is the fourth book in the Throne of Glass series. And if you haven't read this series, I really recommend it. If you want to see my book talks for Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire, click the eye up here. And I really recommend reading the series if you haven't already. So if you haven't read the series, then go read it, and then you can come back and talk, and we can talk about it. The series is so good, and it's really awesome, so go read it by everyone that doesn't want to be spoiled. So, on Queen of Shadows, from, like, all through the book, I was really hoping, since how Dorian got the Wywood collar on, I was really hoping that they wouldn't have to kill him for him to be free of the demons, and I was hoping throughout the whole entire book that he wouldn't have to be killed. And like how when Aelin came back and she found the King of Assassins, I was like, yes, he's finally gonna kill him. She's finally gonna kill him. I've been waiting for that since before this one, and how she saw that Troll was making a deal with him at the very beginning of the book. And then there's the when she first actually sees Troll in the tunnels, they see each other, and she was like, all the feelings for him had gone away, and she didn't have any feelings for him anymore. And it's like they were just kind of like, Troll was just jerk throughout throughout like the first half of the book, and I was like so annoyed with him because I was like, just stop being so mean. You don't know what happened, just stop it. She was like, oh, you're gonna kill Dorian, I don't trust you because you have fire magic and you're just a monster. I was like, no, stop, Charles, just stop talking, stop being such a jerk to Aelin. And how in Morth, when Manon had to pick the coven that was gonna have the witch demon babies, and and the Yellow Legs volunteered, and then they were like screaming, and she was like, and like her grandmother approved of the demon witch babies, and when Elid saw them, she like was super sick, and how like Manon kind of became like close with Elid, and she told her about how her mom was Marion and died saving the queen. I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, because it talked about, in the book before, it talked about Aelin's maid, and how she had a daughter named Elid, but I forgot about that. And then when I read that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the her nursemaid's daughter, and she's hopefully gonna go back and be able to find them and not get hurt or anything along the way. And how when they rescued Adian, that scene was really awesome. So how she was disguised as a dancer, and then the dance instructor like had known her before and was helping her, and she was like, because they were all going to flee after this was over, since they would have all been hunted down and killed, they were going to flee, and she was telling Ellen, she was just like, make sure that music is a part of Terrasen, because it's very important. Then when they did the dance, they had the flowers that they threw, and like the dust they were throwing everywhere, that ended up exploding and causing a distraction enough for Aelin to go and save Adian before like leaving. And they got into the garden, and then they met with Dorian there, and then was just like, Dorian, prove to me that you're still in there. And then he didn't. He was just cool, and he was like talking about how he was gonna kill him. Then she had him chained down, like she had him stop, and she had her sword, and she was gonna kill him, and she stopped and was like, please show me that you're in there. And then Nezarine shot her arrow, and then it stopped, and Doran, or the demon inside Doran, was like, "You're gonna pay for that hesitation." And they ended up getting out, and the troll was even more jerk to her after that. When they got Adian, he was like when before okay, wait. So when they got Adian, and then they were like going around, and she told him about something about Rowan, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you knew Prince Rowan?" He was completely, it sounded like he was obsessed with him, and like, yeah, that was like his hero. And then when he ended up actually coming, because like I said, since when he came, because he was hunting down Lorcan, he came and saw him, and then Adian was like, didn't even act super being like a fangirl all about it. He was just like, hey. And he came and he was helping them with that, and how Lorcan came and had her like knife up to her throat, was just like, give me the Wired key. I know you have it. And I'll give you this demon ring that will prevent the demons from hurting you. And then one was just like, but you're still loyal, but you're still like serving for Maeve. So how are you going to do that? It's like, I'm doing this for her interest. She's going to like become a god and hurt herself or something like that. And how like when Manon was like, she was actually getting feelings in this book and becoming like an actual real person. She was feeling really bad. She was like guilt for sending those yellow legs down to be bred to breed like the demon babies. And when Astrian flew with her, and she told her about the story of how she was injured like from a storm when she was flying on a broom, and the hunter came and saved her and like got her back to health, and then they ended up having a child, and she went back and told the matron, and the witch was stillborn. She like beat her and branded her with the words unclean, and then she was left out to die, and then I think it was Sorrel and Vesta found her and brought her back up, and then she like got back in, and Men was actually like feeling actual feelings, and she wasn't just the whole witch. She was actually starting to have a human side. So when she met Lysandra, and she finally got another friend after Nimue died, so she had another girlfriend, and they were planning together to kill the King of Assassins. And then she had another friend actually, and she met Evangeline, and it made her, and like she helped with her also. And like when she went to that dinner to deliver the one of the demon guards to pay her debt off to the King of Assassins, they went to the dinner, then she brought her down to the room where Sam's body was at, and Orbamus questioned the demon, and was just like, and cut off his finger, asking questions about everything, and then cut off his finger where the ring was, and killed him. And they went back upstairs and were having dinner, and Rowan and Ellen were having their like conversations with like just like talking by looking at each other, and he was talking, and then like they realized like, oh, and Orbaum said something, and then Orbaum got really mad because what he was saying wasn't like affecting Ellen. Then like they went into the room, and she asked for her amulet, or for her necklace, the Terrason necklace again. And he's like, he gave it to her, and then right before they left, she slipped the ring onto her finger, the ring that they had just taken from the demon soldier person, and he like drank her blood off her hand, and then he was like, blink. He's like, I'm gonna enjoy having you back, and then he's like, blink, blink, and she blinked, and I was thinking that while I was like, wait a minute, she's not gonna stay like that, because it said that Rowan and Nadine could hear, so either they're gonna just take the wing off her, or she's not actually gonna be affected. I was like, this is not actually real. No, this is not real. And then he made her say that he loved her, and then she acted like a fake, like what she wanted her to do the whole time. He went back and she just like took off the wing. I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. I thought that it wasn't real, but I was like, phew, that was a relief. Then I went, like that night, she slipped the Sandra the note, like, he's all yours. Then they were in bed and he slit her throat. She slit his throat, and then he was dead on his bed, and I was really happy about that. So I was like, yes, one down, now you just have to kill the king. Then the next day, when the will came out, the will reader came, and he was like, I give everything to my heir, Selena Sardathian. And I was like, yes, because Clarice thought that she was going to get some, and then ended up all going to Selena, and she's like, now get your butt off my property. It's like, I guess, it's like, well, this is our home. She's like, I guess you could buy it. And then she got all of that money, and all of the money from Orbom for the money for the court. And then how, when they saved, after Orbom was dead, somehow he got information to the king about who Lysandra actually was, and so she was kidnapped, and they went to go save her, and that's when they met Manon. I was waiting for that because I knew it was going to happen. I was waiting for Manon and Ellen to see each other because I knew it was going to happen in this book. I was waiting for that part. I was like, yes, they finally are going to meet. Something's going to happen. And so, they were waiting in the trees. Then, when Manon's grandma and the king had gone into the meal room, Manon had gone over to talk to Dorian. And for just a second, Dorian, he actually was speaking through he was actually speaking, and he's actually seeing through his own eyes. And I was really happy because I was like, yes, that means there's actually a person inside of him still, and he's not all gone, so they won't have to just kill him. And then they ended up saving Lysandra and killing 3 of the guards and shoved them in the cart. And so Nezrin ran off with her. And then Chol, he after they had all left, he went in to go find Dorian and kill him. Then he ended up going into where the witches were, and Manon was like, man, I'm gonna kill you. And then Ellen came, and she was like, and she said who she was. She's like, okay, I don't feel like fighting you today. You can go. And then she didn't leave. She showed the marks on her neck, and she was like, I killed. She's like, ever wonder what happened to Baba Yellowlegs? And she showed her the marks, and was like, I killed her. And then she had been messing with something on the ground, and she had drawn a Wywood symbol. And a Wywood sign, I guess. I don't remember what they're called. But she had, and then she froze this, and Manon leaped, and she was like, I'm gonna kill you. And she got frozen in the air from the Wywood symbol. And they ran and had their fight on the island. They were running across and had their fight on the island. And Rowan ended up getting an arrow in his shoulder. And they were fighting across the temples and all of the things. And the island was shuddering. And the column fell on Manon. And the whole time I was like, oh no, Ellen can't die because there's still 2 more books. But yeah, the column fell on her. And then Ellen was about to go across, but then she saw her, and she felt like a tug. So she went and go sit and Astrid and scream for her, and she went. Selene then went and saved Manon, and they had both gotten out of it alive, and she was like, now I owe her a life debt. And she was like, I'm going to go tell Elid that her queen is still alive. And during that time, Elid had been taken down to the chamber, and I was scared the whole time that they were going to implant her with the stone and make her have one of those creepy demon babies. But luckily Manon got back in time and she saved her. And Caitlin destroyed the 1/3 of the North with her shadow fire. So she had finally, because like she was actually still in there despite the Wyvern Stone collar, and she gave Lyd the Wyvern key and was like, give this to Selena Sardothian. And that a piece of a cloth of a cloak. So they saved her. And when they went into, then how they saved her, and she got out and shouted to Terrason, and how the fact that before that, like, it talked about how they went into Aelin, Adian, and Rowan were trying to find the fire to destroy the clock tower. They went into this temple that had like a bunch of stuff written on the bones, and then they found a thing that told like the real story of what happened when Brandon and Elena fought the king. And it said how they didn't really kill him, they just trapped him in a sarcophagus. And he wasn't actually dead. And then how when they had the final fight, they went into the room pretending that Chol was, like she had Chol. And she's like, or should I, and he was talking, and the king was like, oh, or should I call you Aelin? It's like, so you know. It's like, yep. And then Dorian, and he's like, told Dorian to go kill her. And she ran after him. They ran all there, and she like jumped off the windows. They were on the bridge, and like, and there was like, and Chol was blasted with that darkness. And they were on the bridge, and she was like, Dorian, you have to remember. Dorian, I came back for you. Please remember. Remember for Swisha. Remember for Chol. And then Rowan and Aiden managed to destroy the tower, and so magic came back. And she ended up slipping, so like she had stabbed Dorian had stabbed her in the side, and she healed it. And she managed to slip the ring on his finger, so the demon was like dying inside of him, and he was coming back. And then the king came up behind him, and the king was there, the king came up behind him, and then the demon had died from Dorian, and Selene and Elen and Dorian were both fighting the king with magic. And they joined hands and they destroyed him. And the king was like, thank you. He told them about the story how when they were younger they'd find the Wyvern keys and opened the door, and the king of the demons had gone inside Duke Parrington, and then like one of his minions had gone into the king, and so how he built the towers to save all the people from the demons finding them, and save Dorian. And Dorian shattered the whole entire glass castle, and then they ended up like on the ground, and Chol was still alive, thankfully. I was really scared that he was dead. And then she went down and told them, she's like, I am Elen Ashuragathenius, and I am the Queen of Terrason, and I will be a temporary queen until they come back, until Dorian is better. And how Lysandra, she offered Lysandra to be a lady in her court in Ornoan land with Evangeline, and she's like, yes, I'll totally do that. After a moment of hesitation, she's like, I want you to be this, please do this. And she's like, okay. And they got Evangeline, and they got Fleetfoot, and they traveled to Terrason. Then how Manon, Dorian went outside and saw Manon fly over, and she like waved to her and it's like, look, I don't, and like pointed to his neck like, I don't have the collar anymore. And then she flew away. So Manon or Dorian, there's probably going to be something happen right there, probably in the next book. Then how, when they were leaving, like, when Aelin was leaving, and Dorian, she was talking to Dorian, she was saying goodbye, and she was just like, send me in a good bookstore. He's like, only if you do the same. And they're like, next time we meet was probably not going to be on these peaceful circumstances. So they're going to, like, team up and try to kill the Vlad King. And then they, like, went to Terrason, where, like, she'll be queen, and I just can't wait for her in the next book to assemble, like, make her kingdom. And I'm curious to see, like, read about their battles, their their like demon war. And I'm happy that Chol, since when he got hurt, he was paralyzed from the waist down. Then he was gonna go to the southern continents to get healed by one of the best healers, so he wouldn't have that anymore. Then he finally found someone that he could love with Nezarine. I'm really happy that he finally found someone for him, because Ellen was done with all of that. She was with Rowan now. So they all went to, and so I can't wait to read the next book, Empire of Storms. I'll make sure you comment down below on your opinions and your favorite parts, and subscribe, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.